Welcome to today's episode of my pregnancy journey. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Chat with Christy. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and like this video, share and comment. And don't forget to turn on your notification button so that you can get all our amazing videos when we drop them. So today I want to share something that is very dear to my heart and something that I know a lot of women can relate with. A lot of women can say, yes, I felt this or I felt that. And that is dealing with pain that comes with becoming a mother. Are you aware that there are some pain that comes with being a mom? If you are not aware, then I'm going to share with you practical experiences from my own self, my own perspective. It's been an amazing journey for me since I became a mother, and I can tell you for free, it's been a mixture of joy, excitement, and at the same time, anxiety sometimes. At the same time, you can have pain, at the same time, you can feel like just disappearing and forgetting about that you are a mother and all of that. Of course, you're also a father if you are a man watching this video. So I just felt like I should share. Maybe someone will need this. Maybe there's someone going through something for which they are not even sure if they are doing the right thing or if they are alone or if there's someone else who has experienced the same thing. So I consider this video very sensitive and I know it will also be sensitive to some people. But I think someone needs to talk about this. As a married woman, you are faced with having to give birth immediately. Almost immediately, the day you got married, the expectation starts. From your family down to your friends, maybe distant relatives, even your in-laws. And that puts a kind of pressure on the woman. I'm not going to mince words on that. The woman feels pressure to give birth to show that she is not, infertile or she is not barren. And that sometimes can deprive a woman of her joy so that you don't even bother with the fact that you got a husband. Don't bother with the fact that you've gotten married. Yeah, I want to get married now. I've gotten married. Right. So the next thing is now I don't have a child. I don't have a child. I need a child and all of that. Why that might be an interesting thing for some people, for some others, it's kind of burdensome because you have to deal with so many people who don't even understand what it means to face pressure of having a child. Well, I wouldn't say I had my because I didn't experience waiting for a baby. In fact, I wanted to give myself some time. But as God may have it and as His will may have it for me, I didn't have first month of not, being pregnant. I took it almost immediately after my wedding. So it's maybe not to have the experience of having to wait for a child. But then again, it doesn't stop me from being able to relate with what people are feeling when they have to wait for a child. And there are so many issues around that, so many issues surrounding the fact that you don't have a child yet. And I can understand. 1 year down the line, you're celebrating your anniversary, and all people bother about is you don't have a child yet, or you're not pregnant yet. That could be frustrating, that could be painful, that could be challenging. So, how do you now begin to deal with that? And then on the other hand, you have a child almost immediately. And the issue now is, I don't even know how to take care of this child. I'm not experienced. I don't know what to do. And for some people, their nightmare starts from the time they go to give birth. During labor, whether you went through labor and have a child or you went for a cesarean section, it changes nothing. I can tell you, I have tested both being in labor and having to go through the cesarean section. So imagine you have gone through labor, it didn't work out, and you are forced to stop having the pain and go over to the other side of having a cesarean section. Yeah, it doesn't know any age. Pain doesn't know age, it doesn't know status, it doesn't know position, it doesn't know circumstances. It just comes to you when it should come to you. Life can be unfair, you know. So you have a child now, and the next thing is, I mean, what is all this pain about? What's all these complications about? You have bleeding, you lose your blood, having high blood pressure, your child is having convulsion or a seizure, and you don't even know how to deal with that. I understand all of that. It can really, really be challenging. And I feel your pain because I have also been there. In fact, a little background of my story is the fact that when I was to have our first daughter, or my first child, I went to the hospital when I started having some contractions. As the first pregnancy, I learned it can take some time, but I've had it for some time, so I felt okay, maybe I should just go and check on the doctor. And that was supposed to be just visit and come back. In case you are not, you know, in labor yet, maybe that's pre-sign of labor, you can go back and wait. So I went, and all of a sudden they started arranging, I just told them, look at what I'm experiencing, and they're already preparing me for birth. So I felt maybe, okay, maybe that's a labor sign or it's fully labor coming. So I had to get induced. I didn't even know I was being induced. They inserted a little tablet in the vagina. So I started now feeling pain after some time. I started having contractions and all of that until the night they come and check. I'm not dilated yet. And it went on and on into the midnight, into the next day. I kept feeling that pain. It didn't stop. I didn't sleep in the night. I kept having that pain. And they came and started the second one and increased the pain, but I wasn't progressing well. Kept happening, happening, and happening. I was in that situation, in that condition for close to the whole day, like 24 hours, before the doctor finally said, okay, you know what, we can go for a cesarean section. This is not making progress. I've tried all I could. He has tried to clear the pathway to make it easier for the baby to start coming down, and the baby isn't coming down. And so we had to say, you either subscribe for this or we put your life at risk. What did I do? My husband was under pressure. He had to just say, okay, you know what? Just get my baby out and let my wife be okay. All right. So I did the cesarean section and everything looked normal. Yeah, everything looked normal. I came out and of course I felt a little bit better as I'm having a child now. It is not the pain of the wound I sustained because of. So I began to feel weak, began to feel dizzy. So of course they had to come and check my blood pressure, check my blood level, take my blood sample to make some tests and be sure that everything was okay. So the result came out and I was told that my blood count was quite low, 21%. Oh, okay. What does that mean? They have a hand in how I'm feeling. So they gave me medication. They doubled my blood capsule dosage so that I can have it can increase the blood faster. But apparently it didn't because it was still not the best they should have offered at that time. I needed something stronger, something higher to make it fast. So when I left and got home, I didn't quite feel well. I didn't quite feel well. So it took some time and I wasn't sleeping well. At night, I was breathing and I couldn't breathe well. And it went on and on and on. And I had to complain about that to my husband. I said, I'm not feeling well. I said, I'm not feeling well. I can't breathe. I'm lying down, but I can't breathe. I can't sleep. I had to use the table in my house to sleep. I will put my head down and I will try to sleep. Because the restlessness of having a newborn baby who always wakes up at intervals. So all of that was very frustrating and challenging time for me, and not just for me, for every member of my family at that time. So I had to go back to the hospital. They checked me and said my BP was high and a whole lot of issues. The doctor kept checking and he found out that this is looking like a heart issue. So he recommended I go to see a cardiologist. Before then, he sent me for tests. So I went for what they call ECG. I went for echo tests and all. And I came back. I came back and the result was showing that something was wrong. So he had to refer me to a cardiologist. So I went to see him, checked the heart again, said, wow, my heart is swollen, in fact, my heart is beginning to fail. Ah, he said, what? Yeah, it's looking back and remembering it makes me feel emotional because I know what I went through in that period. So he said that some people have the issues. So he started explaining what is going on and how you can have that if you have a weak heart and you don't manage it properly, it can result to this. But of course, you cannot tell. It is triggered by pregnancy, especially in women. So women suffer it the most. And at that point, what was left is to manage the heart, to bring it back, to treat it kind of, and bring it back to the real size or the actual size you're supposed to have. Okay. And then because my blood was also low, they had to transfuse me. All of this was happening just few weeks, few weeks of having a child. So I was supposed to be at home, having my mobile, like we call it, post-natal care. But I was in and out of hospital. I was admitted back and I stayed there and what's it called? They um, transfused me and kept treating the heart. They kept sucking out fluid because they said the heart has accumulated a lot of fluid, so it needed to flush out. So they had to keep treating it, giving injections, drugs, all of those to take the fluid out of the heart and allow it to start pumping again. So all of this went on and I dealt with this for about a year. I was on medication. Of course, with time I started improving and so many issues. So what kept running through my mind is if I was saying no, I won't have all this wahala. Who sent me to go and marry? Who sent me to have a child? So that could be your situation right now. You could be feeling, why did I go for this? Why did I just stay and enjoy my life? Why am I in this whole situation? And yes, it's okay to feel that way, but you have to trust that that is for a better cause. It is for a bigger reason. And it's going to be worth it after all. I'm not disputing the pain that you're going through, but it is for a bigger cause. So I went through all of that, and after a while, I started improving, started adding a little exercise to help the heart to start recovering. And I started doing that, and I decided, okay, why not do a family planning to avoid stories? Of course, the doctor, the cardiologist has already mentioned that, Madam, normally you're not supposed to have another child. Imagine hearing that with your first child and you plan to have maybe two or three more. What are you gonna do? So, but he said that if I must, then I have to space it so that the heart can recover fully. Because if it should happen again, the heart may not recover. I mean, telling a 21-year-old or 22-year-old such story isn't palatable and exciting, but he had to be honest with me and I understood from the medical point of view that he had to do his job of telling you the truth. So I went through all of that and I had to we had to decide, okay, since we're not gonna have another child in the next 1 year or even 2 years, why don't you go for a family planning so you don't fall into a trap of deciding whether to keep a baby or to let it go for my health or my life's sake. So we did an implantation to avoid pregnancy and it got lost. It was supposed to be on the womb, it got lost. And That wasn't what I planned or bargained for. I was like, Doctor, what do you mean it's got lost? It's no longer where you placed it. So what does that imply? I'm just coming back from a lot of issues and pain. I said that they need to get it out because it cannot come back to where it was to be. Ah, my goodness. I wanted to go crazy. So again, I asked, who sent me? Right. So I started making inquiries of the best way to get it out and the place to do that. So doctor was suggesting that you have to cut it open, cut me open again. I was like, I mean, I'm not healed from the last one. I'm still recovering. What do you mean you have to cut me for something as tiny as well? Okay. We started making research and we found out that there are, and asking our doctor friend, we found that there are other ways you can get it out without a full surgery. I said, okay, maybe we'll explore that. This is also expensive. I said, okay, so this is going to save me from having major surgery. So we found out, and God being God, um, they happened to be around. Went there and asked about it. They said, yes, I can get it out. Brought, brought all the results and all of that. Confirmed that it was still there. He said, okay, I can get it. He shadowed me for the day I'll come, and I came and took it out. So the process was seamless and easier. It wasn't a major operation, it was just a tiny opening and they closed it up. So you won't even know the area it was done or something like that happened because, of course, when medical medicine has improved, so there are better processes to that. So, of course, in case you are wondering, the process is called laparoscopy. Yes, it's also used to take out fibroids. Mhm. So I passed that river. I continued my river of dealing with my heart. I continue to manage it. When I walk a little, I feel dizzy, I feel tired, my heart starts beating fast, all of that. But the bottom line is that by the end of 1 year, my heart had recovered to a large extent. So I had to reduce the dosage of my drugs for the heart and all. The doctor confirmed that I'm getting better, that the heart has improved, and then after a few more months, the heart was fully okay. So I was free to go. So I went home and I was so excited that my heart, in fact, it confirmed that the heart is as new as anything. It didn't look like something had happened to it. And I knew it was just God working for me. So I was so excited that this journey of dealing with my heart, because I couldn't imagine having a heart failure. And I also learned that it's called postpartum cardiomyopathy, which was a common case for women that just give birth. And that's taught me a lesson. Never say never. Mm. You have to be ready for the worst case scenario. So because nobody prepares us, of course, we usually don't know all of this. We can't expect it. We're thinking, oh, my mother gave it to six of us, and so I'm going to give it to six of my own without any sleeping. Some of them even give birth at home, so they didn't even need the doctor to intervene. But my dear, this generation is different from our parents. And I also discovered that part of the reason is our lifestyle and our environment is not the same. What we eat now is not as natural and organic as what they eat. And the environment too is not also quite very healthy. Most of them live in the villages, so they have their air very clean. But some of us who live in the urban areas are breathing in a lot of nonsense. But we didn't think that that will affect our fertility and our childbirth. It does. So this is also an awareness for you to not expect exactly what happened to your parents. Because my mom had her children all by herself. Sometimes we were almost coming out before she gets to the hospital. So why is my own case different? Because it's a different time. So you don't expect to have exactly the same thing that the next person had, or the person that gave birth to you had. Can always be different. Why am I sharing this story? I'm sharing it because I know that someone might be going through this. I'm wondering if they're alone. I'm telling you, you are not alone. You are not alone. Someone had gone through it and came out victorious. So I want you to know that this is not the end of it. Because at that point, I couldn't think of myself becoming better. All I was seeing was immediate. What I was going through at the moment. I felt like I'm lost out in life. So many things that you should be doing, you can't even do them. You can't run, you can't walk fast, you can't go anywhere, you're just tied down, anywhere to sound your heart skip beat. It was a whole lot. But I'm telling you that it's just a matter of time. Give it time and you will see yourself coming back to who you used to be. Today I can exercise for 1 hour and not feel anything. I had my second child, I didn't have any issue. There was no heart problem, there was nothing. I didn't need to see a cardiologist, everything was fine. But I had that fear even from the first pregnancy. I wasn't even thinking of going again. So whatever you're going through today might look like it has lasted for a lifetime and you don't think that there's another way around it. Trust that God is still in charge, that He will take care of whatever it is that you're going through and bring you out of it stronger and better. And as a woman, you've not had a child, you're dealing with the pain of childlessness. I also feel your pain. I know what it can feel like. I have people around me that have gone through that. And I also want you to trust God while you explore the possible options, while you go for medical checks and confirm that everything is okay and have tried fertility clinics to get things, maybe take drugs or do some procedures that will make it seamless for you to have a child. I also want you to trust God that He will come through for you and your destiny is that you carry your child. However it comes, it's going to be your child. So trust God and He's going to do it for you. And it's not going to be so long from now. I extend the grace that God granted me, that made me to have my own children, to you. And I want you to believe it with all your heart. That it's going to come to you. And you have a child, but you feel this is not making any sense. I'm going through so much. It's not making any sense. Still trust God. All right? Don't feel that the blessing of God has become sorrow. No. The blessing of God is without repentance. And it adds joy and not sorrow. It's going to add joy and nothing more. Whatever you're going through, it is life. Life is tough. Life is challenging. Life is frustrating. But you have to toughen up for the toughness of life to ease out. So I encourage you today to make that move, take that step, and keep moving. Don't let anything stop you. Trust God and believe Him that at His own time, He's going to come true for you. So I hope this video helps someone today. And if you're not married yet, this is also me bringing to your notice to get ready. I'm not a prophet of doom. I am not here to tell you you're going to suffer. No, I just want you to prepare your mind that there are so much that comes with every blessing. The challenges that come with lessons. When you take out a problem, you see another one. It's like an onion ball. When you peel out the first layer, you see another one. When you peel it up, you keep saying it until you get home. It never stops. So after you're done dealing with not getting married, you have to deal with having children, pregnancy, having children, taking care of children, raising them until they become young adults, older adults, and leave your nest and now start dealing with emptiness. So many problems. And then you have grandchildren, so many problems. So I want you to prepare your mind. There is a saying that goes, always expect the best, but prepare for the worst. Because either ways, you have both. So it's better you are on the neutral place where if the best comes, I'm okay. If the worst comes, I can deal with it. That is a safer place to approach life from. So don't be discouraged or say I'm not going to get married again. Marriage is a beautiful thing, and when you have a partner that is supportive, it helps you during that period. Because I don't know what I would have done if I was a single mother, or what I would have done if I had an unkind partner or a partner that doesn't care. Because I had a partner that cares, that was on the lookout for how to help me and support me, was so much supportive emotionally, spiritually, physically, did all he could to ensure that I came out of that situation better. And today I'm a free person. I don't have those issues. I can't even remember how it felt anymore. This is about 3, 4 years, 4 years ago, over 4 years ago, I had that experience. And I'm glad I did because it has helped me draw closer to God, to understand God better, and to also approach life differently. So when I face more problems, I say that, oh, you're one of them. I have dealt with your brothers in the past. All right, that kind of feeling. Yeah. So have it at the back of your mind that whatever comes your way, you're going to come out of it stronger, better, and bigger. I am rooting for you, and if you don't have a child, expect God's visitation in no time. And if you have a child, take care of the children with all your heart, pour your love on them. Don't let the pain that made you bring them to this world to affect the love you should have for them. Do not bleed on those who did not cut you. That child is from God, and you have to be careful with God's gifts. They are God's property, not yours. So treat them with respect and care. And if you are single, you're going to get married and you have your own child and your own children, as many as you want. I'm rooting for you. And I hope this video has helped someone. I'll see you in the next series about pregnancy and what comes with it. Until I come your way again, don't forget to like this video, share, comment. What's your experience? You can share with us. Someone is out there who wants to learn from your experience, and your experience might be a motivation for other people. Share with us, and I'll be waiting in the comment section. Subscribe if you have not done so, and if you watched until now, congratulations and thank you for watching to this point. I'll see you again in the next video. Today, bye.